How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka After I Saw review video for today. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2023 musical comedy drama film, and this is the third and final installment of this series that was created back in 2012. And as you guys can tell from the title of this video, of course, I'm here to review Magic Mike's Last Dance. Now, this is directed by Soderbergh, who directed the first film, and he also worked on the second film, but not as a director. He worked as an editor and cinematographer for that film. So he has now come back to make the third and final installment of the Magic Mike series. And so in this film, we see that Mike, once again played by Channing Tatum, takes the stage again following a business deal that went bust, which left him broke and taking bartending gigs in Florida. And so we see him traveling to London with a wealthy socialite named Maxandra, played by Salma Hayek, who lures him with an offer he can't refuse. So that's pretty much the story of Magic Mike's Last Dance. Now, the first Magic Mike movie, I enjoyed. I thought it was a pretty entertaining, dancing, comedy drama film with Channing Tatum. And the second movie, Magic Mike Extra Extra Large, I enjoyed that one too, although it wasn't as good as the first movie, but it was a solid sequel. So when I heard we were getting a new Magic Mike movie, I didn't even know what to expect from it, but I was obviously going to check this one out since this was a new release of 2023. And I was really surprised that Salma Hayek was in this film, which she's a new additional cast member for this movie. And of course, you have Channing Tatum returning as the famous male stripper that we all know and love from the first two movies. And I was really intrigued to see what Steven Soderbergh was going to do for this final film here, since, like I said, this is the final film of the series here. And I went to see this film just a couple days after it came out, which it came on the 10th of February this year, and I went to see this on Valentine's Day this year in a pretty small screening, and there wasn't that many people in the screening that I was in, unfortunately. But after watching this whole movie here, I wouldn't say it is as good as the first two films here, but it's definitely not a bad film here. This film was overall a decent watch here. Well, the things that I did like in Magic Mike's Last Dance was the direction by Steven Soderbergh, which it is pretty well directed here, and yet it's really unique and yet very well stylized for the dancing numbers in the film, which are pretty fun to watch, especially towards the final act of the film when we see the whole final stage show of the film, which is pretty fun to watch here. And as for other directed moments in the film, outside of the dancing numbers in the film, it is pretty well directed here since this film is set in London. And as for the acting, everyone for the most part gave strong performances here. Like Channing Tatum is still great, like he was in the first two films here. Like he has a lot of fun here. And Salma Hayek was also really strong in the film as well. And the chemistry between her and Tatum was pretty strong here. Although when we get to see that their chemistry sort of develop more into a love story here, it does kind of feel cliched here, and that's one of the few issues I do have with this film here. And as for the other actors who were in this film, they all gave solid performances here. But another issue I do have with this film is that there wasn't that much development to some of the secondary characters that we see in this film. It's mostly the ones that we see in the film that are getting trained by Mike here. There wasn't that much development to any of those characters whatsoever here. And as for the story, it's another issue I did have, because there are times where the story does feel like a limp here, because it's trying to do something completely different here from what the first two films did here. What's going on with the main story and some of the subplots here. And while there were a few parts of the story that I didn't mind, but there were a few that I could just immediately tell what was going to happen here through some parts of its main story and some parts of its subplots here and there. But overall, in the end, guys, Magic Mike's Last Dance, this was overall a decent finale here. And if you're a massive fan of the Magic Mike series, or if you're a massive fan of Channing Tatum or Salma Hayek or the director Steven Soderbergh, you may have a good time with this final entry to the series here. And if you missed a chance to see this in cinemas, it is available to watch at home on demand. So that's pretty much all to say about Magic Mike's Last Dance. I'm going to give Magic Mike's Last Dance 3 out of 5. Yeah, I didn't have too much to say about this film overall here. This was this was overall a decent finale film here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on Magic Mike's Last Dance. Let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you have a really fun time with this, or was this not really a cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.